Welcome to the 2014 Chicago Fantasy Football season. Well, another season, fellas. 16 years officially, quite possibly up to 20 unofficially. Thank you for your participation, your chatter, your fodder, your jokes, your just overall enthusiasm for the Chicago Fantasy Football League. I can't thank you enough. Without your participation, it wouldn't be where it is today. Thank you. I'd also like to thank Michael and David Klein for their participation over the past 16 years and more. Actually, they've been here since the beginning. They've elected to relinquish their team, citing ownership differences between Michael and David, and they just decided to go separate ways and move on to other things. So I wish them all the best and thank them once again for their participation. I'd also like to welcome Mr. Jason P. Stipp and Phil H. Tencher to the league. They are the proud owners of the Corn Jerkers, a team out of Hoopston, Illinois, with some good background in fantasy football, and we think that they're going to be a great addition to this league and look forward to having them. Uh, so let's get right down to the nuts and bolts of this post here. We're going to go right through the rankings. So at number one, we have El Dynamo. They have Matt Ryan and Calvin Johnson, two of the most prolific scorers in Week 1, and should be prolific scorers throughout the season. They're going to be tough to compete with on a week-to-week basis. They're very good players and will put up a lot of points. But what else do they have? Their running backs are very weak. And the rest of the team, it just doesn't impress me that much. So with those two, they're going to put up points. I don't see this team without some managerial moves being on the top of this charts too long. This owner has to be active. He has to make some moves in order to solidify this roster. At number two, the Corn Jerkers. Yes, they're at number two. They have Jay Cutler and Russell Wilson holding up that quarterback team, and he's going to be able to play matchups week to week, and they should be tough to compete with at that quarterback slot. Also, Marshawn Lynch. People said that he was done. He had too much tread on his tires. He's going to have a fall off year. Didn't look like it on Thursday night. He was running wild. I like this team. This team is solid. They're deep. They have depth. They have great wide receivers. Pains me to say it, but this is my early pick to win this league. I'd hate to see a rookie team win this league, but they're going to be tough. At number three, I have Gorilla. Interesting number three spot here. They have Cam Newton and Tony Romo at their quarterbacks. That kind of scares me. They're not going to make it through the season healthy. Their running backs are a big question mark. Their wide receivers are supposed to be the crust of this team, but they didn't really do much in Week 1. Take a look at how he scored in Week 1. 20 points from the defense, 29 points from the kicker, 36 from the tight end. Combined with his running backs, wide receivers, and quarterbacks, he had a total of 44 points out of his skill positions. That's not a recipe for hoisting the trophy at the end of the year. You can't have your defense, kicker, and tight end be the crust of your team. So Gorilla's got some work to do. At number four, we have Camel Jockeys. Once again, this team is looking to compete for that trophy. He's got a great young quarterback, and Andrew Luck probably will finish up in the top 3 this year. McCoy and Le'Veon Bell at running backs. Le'Veon Bell could finish the top running back the way that he looked last weekend. He looked like a solid running back. He's got good depth at that running back position once again. Receivers are good. This is a solid team from top to bottom. They're going to be competing for the trophy once again. Bubba Fetta coming in at the number 5 spot. They had a decent week. Taking a look at their team, it's average at best. Nobody stands out on this team. He's got Monty Ball as his cornerstone of this team this year. He's on Denver. Denver's going to pass the ball. There's no questions about it. This team does not impress me, but you got to take in consideration the owner. He's got the highest winning percentage of anybody in this league by far. He seems to know how to pull strings and tends to do it. But looking at this team on paper right now, how it's constructed, I see them being, average, competing for, that last spot in the playoffs possibly if they're lucky. So Bubba Fetta at 5. Number 6, I have Cosa Nostra. They had a tough loss, losing by 2 points last week to Camel Jockeys. He's got a good team with Manning and Forte. Forte only had 18 carries, didn't have many points. That will change if the Bears are going to do anything this year. That will have to change. It's a good team. They could be dangerous. It's a team that can get hot and just go on a run. So Cosa Nostra, don't hang your head too low. You'll be fine. At number 7, I have the Juice. The Juice has got Stafford, who looks like a beast. This could be his best team ever. He's got old running backs, though. I mean, he's got Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson at his his cornerback or his running backs, and they could have an injury pop up here or there. So it's a good team. Could, like I said, it could be his best team ever. They should be competitive throughout the year. Philly D. Let's take a look at this team. Horrible running backs is what pops off in my head. They have Ray Rice on their roster still. Why? They have a good base, but it's a mediocre team at best. They have to do something in free agency. To still have Ray Rice on your roster after waiver wire and free agent pickups is beyond me. They missed out on some good running backs already to fill in that spot. A team that just sits there and doesn't do anything is not going to win. So Philly D is at the 8th spot. If they continue to do nothing on free agency and waiver wire and trades, they're not going to do anything. At number 9, I have TNT. This is a good team. They have Drew Brees and Jamal Charles. So if they click, they should be good. Kind of scary though. Jamal Charles could be one of those backs that has a bust year. I mean, the rest of their offense is not that good. Alex Smith doesn't impress me. You have Dwayne Bowe, who's hurt or up for suspension or something, so I don't expect much out of him. That offense could struggle this year. You got to love Andy Reid as a coach, but he did not show much in week 1. He's got to raise some flags there in Kansas City and in the TNT camp. So hopefully they can bounce back and TNT can compete. Polish Sausage, they have Eddie Lacy concussed, and that could be an ongoing issue. I didn't know what all the hype was about Eddie Lacy. Yeah, he's a good back, but again, Packers throw the ball. You got Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna throw the ball. Even if Lacy's healthy, I don't see it. This is a team that on paper is the worst in our league. They deserve the 10th spot right now. This owner's definitely going to tinker with his lineup from week to week and make the moves necessary. Let's see if he doesn't outthink himself and can put his team back in contention. But I'll tell you right now that the way it's looking right now, we're not going to have a repeat championship this year. So that's your rankings 1 to 10. A couple things that jump out at me right now. I got a handful of teams that I think are going to be fighting for that trophy. I have the Jerkers, Camel Jockeys, Cosa Nostra, the Juice, and TNT. That's who I see at the end of the year. One of those teams is going to hoist that trophy. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, but that's how I see it right now, boys. Good luck. Hopefully we'll have a great season. I look forward to it. And here we go. Let's go. Off to week 2.